Hey guys, my name is Greg Martin. I'm the Executive Director of DRAW, or Disaster Relief at Work, and I'm here today to show you how we're taking plastic bags that end up in landfills and take hundreds of years to biodegrade, and instead upcycle them into tote bags that we can use in our flood responses with DRAW. Simple process, this is how it works. We get these donated, people will drop these off at our coffee shop, the Coffee Bucket, or collect them wherever a collection is happening. What happens then is they're brought to us at our warehouse. You show up at our warehouse, you'll see a lot of people that are flattening bags. That's what this big stack is. So all of these have been flattened out so that the way they can be laid down and cut the way we need them cut. Why are we cutting plastic bags? What are we making a mess about? So this has been flattened into this. Then we walk over to this spot. And where we are here is a grid where we cut these into strips. So we're going to take the bottom off these bags first. Very simply, you take a little pizza cutter like this. I know you're wanting a hot and ready when you see this, but actually this is for plastic bags. Don't eat the bags, it's not good for you. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to cut the bottom off. What we got here is a straight edge, and we cut the bottoms off of the bags. So it looks something like this. You take your bottom off like so. These we discard, and we actually recycle these with a recycling plant. And we do the same with the handles. So I'm going to take this straight edge and I'm going to cut the handles off as well. All right, so what I'm left with once I do those two things is a mess of these. These will go get recycled. But what I'm left with is the body of the bag, which is one big circle. And with these Kroger bags or with Meijer bags or Walmart bags or any of these alike, we like to cut these into fourths. So about 2.5 inches a piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm going to put this straight edge right down the center. And I'm going to cut right along the straight edge and cut this in half. Once I've cut that in half, I've got these into twos. Now I'm going to cut each of these in half. What you got to be careful of the straight edge is that sometimes they get a little static electricity. So I'll move this off to the side, but I'll cut this into the fourth. And what you'll see when you have the fourth is you have these little strips. If I take these apart one by one, you'll see that they're just one big circle. Now, what am I going to do with these? I'm going to take two of them and I'm going to start to thread them together. So the two that I just cut, I'm going to put one inside the other and I'm going to make a T. All right? Once I've got this T, I'm going to take the two pieces that I'm holding and put one inside of the other. So this is going to go through here. And I'm going to hold it with my left hand. So just a full 360, it goes through there. And what I do then is I take this piece that I've threaded it through and I pull it down. Then I grab the bottom and I straighten this out. And what I have is a longer strip of plastic. Now, if I'm going to do that again, I'm going to keep taking these strips. I'm going to put one inside the other and I'm going to make a T. Again, I'm going to feed it inside itself again. Remember, pull this down first. And then I pull the bottom down, and now it's even longer. And it starts to look like a scarf that a magician would pull out of his sleeve. But I just keep making these. And now if I keep going, I'll do one more. If I can get my fingers to work. So I'm going to put this through this. I'm going to hold it like a T. I'm going to feed it through itself, hold it with the left hand, pull the right one down, and then pull this so that it is... Sometimes they snag, and now I've got it even longer. If I just keep doing this over and over, what ends up happening is that I have it long enough and I start to roll it up and I have a ball of what we call plarn or plastic yarn. And this is yarn that crocheters then use. So they have a pattern, we have about 35 to 40 volunteer crocheters, and they take this yarn and they crochet it in the pattern, and it ends up looking, I know it's hard to believe, it ends up looking like a tote like this. This tote, if you can see inside of it, would hold a lot of stuff. And so we take these after floods. And so a home that's been flooded out, one of our flood victims could go in and take things like clothing or belongings or important things to them and load them up in these bags. And these bags can hold up to 40 pounds of stuff that they can then pull out. It's much cheaper than the Rubbermaid bins, and it holds up way better than cardboard boxes. So these are integral to our flood response process. Now, I showed you the pizza cutter way. Let me show you the cheating way to do it, which is just with scissors. And with the scissors, we're gonna take the bag and we're gonna roll it up like so. So you fold it over 3 or 4 times, so it's about like this. Then you're gonna cut the bottom and the top off, just like you did before. So here's the bottom, we're gonna cut that off. We don't need that, we're gonna recycle that over here. Here are the handles. We are gonna cut the handles off. Again, we're gonna recycle these, but we're not gonna use them for this particular project. Sometimes when you cut, you might miss a spot. You go back through, no big deal. Just cut that off, make it even. Recycle this. Once again, you're left with the body of the bag, and you're gonna cut it into fourths. So for me, I cut right down the center. Then I take each half and I cut that in half. And I cut that in half. And I've made myself the strips. Now that I've made the strips, I start the whole process all over again. Here's one piece. Here's another piece. I'm gonna put one inside the other. You may remember from a couple minutes ago, you make the T, you put your right hand inside the left hand, you hold on, you pull this side down, and then you pull the bottom down. And once again, you keep doing that until you get enough plarn to roll it up like this, so we can give it to the crocheters, so it looks like this, so we can give it to the flood victims, and that's how our Upcycle Green Initiative process works. I hope that was simple. If you have any questions, ask somebody who knows. If you don't have anybody who knows, watch the video all over again. Thanks, guys.